As you have now been promoted to a manager, I would like to explain a little to you about how we view employee engagement.
That would be good. I have heard a lot about employee engagement, but to be honest, I am not really sure what it means.
I am sure you have often heard senior managers say people are our most important asset.
Yes, I seem to hear that all the time.
Well, engaging your employees is a way of making sure that the employees feel the same way. This is vital, as an employee that feels engaged will be productive and go the extra mile.
Well, I certainly want my team to feel that they are valued and be as productive as possible. So how do I do that?
Well, first we have to be sure we understand what engagement looks like and how we can measure it.
I don't understand. Surely it's a simple matter of finding out how happy your employees are.
That's what most people think. In fact, many companies run employee satisfaction surveys every year and use this as a way of establishing if their employees are engaged.
But what is wrong with that?
For sure, measuring satisfaction is better than nothing, but it is not the same as measuring engagement. Just because an employee is satisfied or happy, it doesn't mean that they are going to be productive or work hard.
So what is the difference between satisfaction and engagement?
If I am satisfied, it just means that my basic needs are being met, such as getting a reasonable salary, or having a nice office and a personal parking space. If I am engaged, I feel very positively about the company and believe that my work has some meaning and value.
So, why don't we just measure those things that encourage engagement as opposed to satisfaction?
Because when most measurement systems were developed, people didn't really understand this, and they were structured in the same way that a customer satisfaction survey would be run. They're basically just ask employees how happy they are on various issues with no real understanding of how they impact their performance and engagement.
That's a shame. But surely things have moved on since then, and there are better ways to measure engagement.
Thankfully, yes. There are some companies that understand the difference and have produced some great ways to measure engagement. Sadly, most organizations have just changed the name of the survey from an employee satisfaction survey to an employee engagement survey.
What do we do here?
After reviewing all the options available, we chose to use a company that have really looked into this in great detail and can give us feedback that is meaningful and helpful.
What do they do that is different?
Well, they don't just talk about engagement, but they have broken it down even further.
What do you mean?
They believe that it is wrong to think about employees as being either engaged or disengaged. In their view, all employees are engaged to some degree, as if you are still employed by a company. You cannot be disengaged with them. You have to engage with your boss, your colleagues and business associates. It is more important to understand the type of engagement that you have as an employee.
I guess that makes sense. If my boss asks me to do something or come and see her, I can't just ignore her, or I don't think I will be employed for very long.
Exactly. So all people employed have to be engaged to some degree, so it is the type of engagement that is much more important.
So what different types of engagement are there?
People can be engaged at two different levels.
What are they?
Transactional and emotional, and each one is very different. If you are engaged at a transactional level, then your job is seen as a basic contract between you and your employer. You have agreed to give your energies, your intellect and your time to the company, and in return, they have agreed to give certain things to you, a salary, some benefits, etc.
That makes a lot of sense. I think I know lots of people that view their work like this. But there is nothing wrong with that, is there?
Well, that depends. If all you want is employees that turn up every day, do the minimum amount of work required, don't offer suggestions for improvement or look for better ways to do things, then no, this approach is fine. But most companies I know would like more from their employees than that.
Yes, that's true. I don't want my employees to just go through the motions. I would like them to be really motivated to work hard and put in extra effort. So how do I do that?
You have to build on emotional engagement. Concentrate on developing a strong emotional attachment to the organization.
That sounds easy enough in theory, but how do you actually do it?
Well, that varies from employee to employee, but there are some common things that seem to work on everyone. These include making sure the person in the organization have a similar set of values, making sure the person is a good fit for the job, in that they feel that their skills and experiences are being utilized, and ensuring that people know where their work fits into the bigger picture and how it helps the company achieve its goals and objectives.
Gosh, I know that feeling that way motivates me, so I am sure that the same is true for my team. How do you know so much about how to build employee engagement?
We work with the Core Group, a company that is dedicated to helping its customers measure and maintain the right kind of employee engagement.
How exactly have they been helping us?
We have been using their engagement measurement tool called the Value System to help understand the different types of engagement in our employees. And then we work with them on developing strategies to help reduce the number of transactionally engaged employees and build on those that experience emotional engagement.
That sounds great. What kind of impact has this had?
In recent years, we have seen a tremendous increase in emotional engagement, and alongside that, an increase in productivity and profitability.
I would really like to benefit from their knowledge and experience, but how can I get access to this knowledge?
They have just launched a new service called the Online Engagement Guru, especially for this purpose. You can get access to the latest research and studies, ask questions and join in discussion boards, and talk to a guru online to ask about how to motivate and engage your team.
That sounds fantastic, but it must be very expensive.
You would think so, wouldn't you? But it is actually extremely good value for money.
So how do I go about getting access?
Simple. Just contact the people at the Core Group by sending them an email at info@coredubai.com.
This has been wonderful. I was a little nervous thinking about how to get the best from my team in my new management role, but knowing that there is a service like this available has made me much more confident.
The Core Group have helped many of our managers get the best from their teams, and I am sure they can help you too. I look forward to more discussions and monitoring your progress over the coming months.
Don't worry, I'll be back soon, as I have lots more questions about developing my team to their full potential.